This is part two of my reaction to this post that I saw on social media. If you haven't checked out part one, that's obviously a video that was uploaded before this one. This is part two, and I'm reacting to another post from someone that I checked his profile, and I realized he's also a filmmaker. So I don't know this guy personally. I don't think I've encountered him personally. So I don't know him to even make this video personal about him. But some of the things that he actually said seemed very personal, as in he was coming at me for whatever reason. Maybe that's how he approaches conversations, but I'm going to do my best not to make this video personal or try to come at him in that in equal measure. And I'm just going to react to all the things that he said. Again, it's a lengthy post. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to do my best to share a link to that post in the comments section or in the caption for this video. Again, it was an open letter to me, and he was also saying something along the lines of what filmmaker Abu Idris was saying in the previous video, right? And he was also going down the tangent that I was, and I remember his post came out after I said film was film, right? In response to Abu Idi. And he was saying something about Black Hollywood and white Hollywood, essentially sort of saying that film is not film and that there are different categories of film. And for someone who's a filmmaker, right? I mean, because his profile says he's a filmmaker, and yeah, he even went on to send me a DM, which I'm not going to go into because I ignored that DM. I was not interested in anything that he was saying in that DM, but I'm going to respond to what he says. When you say black Hollywood and white Hollywood, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that kinds of films, right? The only reason why there was Black Hollywood was to create an avenue for Black creatives to also get to compete or get to essentially for the sake of, how do I put this, for mainly for representation of Black creatives on film and TV. That's all. It doesn't mean that the rules for making films under Black Hollywood or white Hollywood are different. No, it's the same rules across board. At this point, even you don't even see that conversation about Black Hollywood or white Hollywood anymore, right? Because even now, you can make an argument that Black actors are more popular than white actors. You can even make that argument, right? But that doesn't mean that whole concept of Black Hollywood versus white Hollywood is non-existent anymore at this point. And even if it is, the rules for filmmaking still applies to both. That's why when you go to the Oscars, there's not a category for Black Hollywood. No, the same category for Best Actor. If it's a film, it's a Black film versus a white film. Those two films or whatever that if Kujulaki is talking about or describing as Black Hollywood, will compete in the same category, and they are not giving different rules. They are not giving different criteria, right? So what is the argument? And he was saying this in support that, okay, it is Kumawood, so let's not try to have high expectation for Kumawood. So okay, in this case, Black Hollywood and white Hollywood, you shouldn't have high expectations for Black Hollywood. Is that what you're saying? Because it doesn't make sense for somebody that is a filmmaker. I don't know where he was going with this point, but it just doesn't make sense. He also went on to further to say that film is not film, and there's a reason why certain films don't make it to the creme. Yes, of course, not every film can be not every film can make can be in the top echelon of films. No, it doesn't mean that the rules are different. It doesn't mean that the rules don't apply across board. No, that's not how it works. Film is film regardless. Even if you are going to go by that analogy that not all films make it to the creme, then what happens to the white Hollywood films? Because he's talking about Black and white Hollywood. What happens to the white Hollywood films that don't make it to the top? Do we relegate them and put them in Black Hollywood? I don't know where he's going with this comment. I don't know. It just don't make it doesn't make any sense. I don't think it's a conversation we should even pay attention to and have that segregation when it comes to film and say this is Black Hollywood, this is white Hollywood, because it's non-existent at this moment, right? Films that go to the Oscar are not categorized as Black Hollywood or white Hollywood. No, it doesn't happen. Okay, even when it comes to the marketing and business of film, we don't even look at films like that anymore because it's all inclusive. Right? And the only reason why Black Hollywood was set up was to allow mainly for Black creatives to have an avenue to also showcase their talent. Let's move on. Another thing that he said that caught my attention, and that made me really want to respond to this post, was that he was implying that the current state of our film industry, I mean, it doesn't allow for the need for there to be critics. And I mean, he went on further to say I should rather throw my knowledge or my experience, what I know about filmmaking in other parts of filmmaking rather than criticizing film. And I'm like, when has there ever been a point in film that critics are not, or criticism is not welcome? Even in a full-fledged industry, or even let's say a well-developed industry like Hollywood, because he's bringing up Hollywood, critics are allowed. Criticism is a very vital part of art, whether you like it or not. Even, let's forget about movies for a second. Even in art, when people are when people where people do painting, there are people that actually go to review or go to give their critique on those forms of other forms of art. And anyone that says that we don't need critics in the Ghanaian film now is someone that I feel is accepting of mediocrity. Because if you don't have people speaking up, if you don't have people challenging filmmakers to do the best, to put out their best work, if you don't have people encouraging filmmakers to want to excel, to want to do mind-blowing stuff, or to make filmmakers want to be more creative, if you don't have that in our space, then where is our film industry going? It means we are just going to accept mediocrity. We are just going to sit back and say, oh, this is a Ghanaian film. This is let's just do anything. I think that's the mentality he's working with. Anybody that says that we don't need critics in our Ghanaian film space, I can't take that person serious. Honestly, I don't think that person understands what it means to be a creative, what it means to be a competitive or thriving film industry. I don't think a person understands that, because regardless of how you see my work as a critic, right? Anything that I say, and I've said this countless number of times, even though it's my opinion, is advancing the conversation around your film. So what happens when you drop your film and no one is talking about it? Let's not forget, as a filmmaker, your biggest criticism comes from your audience, or your biggest critics are your audience. Think about it. So how do you say that our industry has no place for critics and that it's not necessary? He said I should rather commit my expertise to responding to other areas, which I've done. Okay, I offer script review services. People send me their scripts, I read, I offer my opinions or my thoughts about the scripts. Of course, because of NDAs, I can't mention some of the scripts I've touched, because it's part of the way I work. When you send me a script, I sign an NDA with you, meaning I can't talk about what we discuss concerning your film to anybody else. It's your prerogative if you want to put it out there that you had my input on your script. That's fine, but I'm not going to go out and say that, right? And I've done it for several other people. Even beyond that, there've been situations where people shoot their films, and when they're on the editing bench, they call me in to come and watch what they are editing, and I've inputted. I would say, look, there's a very a funny situation where I visited one filmmaker on the editing bench, and they had a whole boom in frame. And this is a film they had been editing for months, and they never saw the boom in frame. And I was like, is this supposed to be there? They said, what? I pointed it out, they couldn't see it. I was like, that's a boom. And they were like, they've sat behind this film for months and nobody has seen it. How did I see it? I'm like, it's obvious, but I can understand, because I mean, and it happens to all of us. Even when I write my reviews, there are certain typographical errors that I might read the review 1,000 times and I'll never see it until someone points it out and says, oh, you spelled this word wrong, or this sentence wasn't punctuated properly. It's normal. And I've been offering that service. It goes beyond that, right? I've visited people on set whilst they are producing. But that's not the focus here. We are talking about film criticism, and anybody that says that we don't need critics in our space, I just can't take you serious. I feel like you are not you just accept mediocrity, that you feel like mediocrity is okay, that it's okay for us to not put out our best, and then we can blame other things. And these are the kind of people that would say that our biggest problem as a film industry is financing, when as a matter of fact, when you give them money, they are not going to shoot anything different. But we have so many things going on in our industry, and for anybody that says that we don't need criticism, or we don't need people that are advancing the conversation around our films, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about such a person. Again, I'm trying not to make this about him, because I don't know him personally. But just off that comment, off that post, and other comments that he put below in response to my film is film comment. I just don't know. One thing that he said that I actually am going to take personal. This is not captured in the post that he put on his wall and tagged me in, but I'm going to respond to was in one of the comments. He made a statement that my thoughts about film being film meant that I'm only doing this for personal glory, as in I'm only reviewing or critiquing films for personal glory. And I take that very personal because he doesn't know me too. And I feel like that was a very reckless, needless comment for anybody to make, particularly because they don't know me. Anybody that really knows me knows that I'm somebody that doesn't even want to be seen in public. When I started GH Movie Freak, I was going to run GH Movie Freak without an identity behind it. That people were just going to wake up one morning and there's a review about their film and they don't know who is behind the review, right? Or who is behind the website. But then I realized along the line that for this to work, or for the website or the brand GH Movie Freak to work, I need to put my face out there. That was when I started showing up to premieres and actually connecting with filmmakers, right? So it's never been about personal glory. What is the personal glory in this? Why would I run down? What's the personal glory? What do I gain from criticizing someone's film and saying the film is bad? What glory is in that? Assuming my like what everybody's implying and my work as a critic is collapsing the film industry, what do I gain from collapsing the what glory do I gain from that? It just doesn't make sense. There have been several times I'll put out a review that is, conversation worthy, and I'll get called to come speak about it on radio and TV, and I'll decline because I'll be like, no, let the review do its work. It's not about me. It's not about what I've said. You can take the review and interpret it how you want to, right? So what's the personal glory? What do I gain? Let's go back to a country called Ghana film, right? What I said in my review, right? My honest thoughts about that. Where is the personal glory in that? I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get what he meant by that, right? Because if it's about personal glory, then I'll probably be one of those people that goes on radio and TV and is slandering everybody. Because we've all seen it, where people go on radio and TV and they start talking ill about everybody. Start saying all kinds of crazy things about people, and then they become popular. They start getting endorsement deals. They start making money. I probably would have taken that route, but that's not me. I'm just someone that is passionate about film. I'm just somebody that wants to see good films, particularly from Ghana. So if I'm criticizing Ghanaian creatives and expecting them to do more and calling them out on their mistakes that they shouldn't be making, particularly at this point in our industry, how is that personal glory? How is that me looking for personal glory? How does that translate to personal glory? Again, this guy doesn't know me, so I take exception to that post, particularly that part of his post that was in one of the comments, because you don't know me, bro. You never encountered me before. If you've encountered me before, you know that I'm a very socially awkward person. I admit it. I don't even want to be seen in public. I struggle with that. Okay, even recording this video is a chore for me, right? Even being in front of the camera to record these hot takes is a chore for me. I struggle with it, right? Fortunately for me, I have a good support system. My family, my friends that know me, and they encourage me to do these things because they advance the work I've been doing for all this while. Otherwise, I wouldn't come on camera. I wouldn't even post on social media. I'll just I'll just have my happy, peaceful life and not be even engaging in conversations about the Ghanaian film industry. But then it's something I'm passionate about. I want to see good films. So where is the personal glory? How does it translate to personal glory, my guy? Yeah, people. I'm guessing he's one of those people that when they want to have this wasn't even a conversation. That was a personal attack, and I'm responding. People in other comments and other posts said worse things that I read, but I'm not even responding to those people. I'm responding to you because you're a filmmaker, right? You should know better. I've not seen your film yet, but at this point, I don't think I don't think you have anything better to offer. Honestly, I have not seen your film unless I see a trailer or something that you are involved in that catches my attention. I don't think that you have like anything better to offer, honestly. Um, yeah, if you're going to go that personal route and say I'm doing this for personal glory, this is me going for personal glory. I don't think you make I don't think you make good enough films, because if you make good enough films, I'll know you, and I don't know you. That's the truth. I don't know you. If you made good enough films, because I'm always looking for the best of films. Every every filmmaker that I've reached out to, even the young ones that I, out of my own will, I'll reach out to and support, is because I see them doing amazing stuff. I don't know you. I've never encountered you before. I've never engaged you in a conversation before. So you were my DM saying saying all those things for nothing. And I chose to ignore you, and I chose to respond to you in this video because that's what you deserve. Because if you're gonna come at me and say I'm doing film reviews for personal glory without knowing me, then it means that you have some form of you have some fickle mindset that makes you think that this guy doesn't know what he's about. I'm not even going to go into more of that. I'm not even going to go down that lane because it's just going to piss me off, and I'm in a good mood this morning recording this video. But yeah, bro, you don't know me, and I don't do this for personal glory. If it was for personal glory, I wouldn't even be responding to you this way. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's my hot take on these issues. This is me responding to everything that, not everything, but responding to some two filmmakers that I felt were, or comments that they made that I felt were important, or conversation worthy. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to leave links to those posts in the caption of these videos. I'm also going to take my time and put out feature articles in relation to or pertaining to some of the topics that I identified that I think are conversation worthy. Hopefully, people can read those and learn, um, and you know, and add to the conversation. But I mean, we do this for the love of film. It is what it is. This is why I end the video. If you have any thoughts about this video, please leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget also to share. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you already haven't, so that you get any updates on any videos that we put up on this channel. The podcast is coming out soon. It's called the Cineversations Podcast. Yes, I'm putting out the name in public for the first time. Cineversations, where we are going to have film and film business conversations. So be on the lookout for that, because I'm going to have amazing guests on that podcast from across the world. It's not just limited to Ghana. I've lined up an impressive list of guests that I'll be speaking to on that podcast. So be on the lookout for that. But hit the subscription bell on this channel, and yeah, I'll see you on the other side. My name is Tony Asankuma, and this is GH Movie Freaks Hot Take. I'm out.